Humanities DC is an independent nonprofit affiliate of the National Endowment for the Humanities, the federal agency in charge of supporting the humanities throughout the United States. Humanities DC is an essential part of the district's effort to provide quality humanities-related programs that preserve Washington's cultural legacy and promote civic engagement in every neighborhood in DC. This year marks the 225th anniversary of the founding of the District of Columbia. As part of the celebration of this event, starting in January and continuing monthly for the rest of the year, we're holding panel discussions of scholars and contemporary commentators to discuss the highlights of a series of 20-year periods in the history of the district, and to link the events of the past to present-day issues and concerns of district residents. Humanities DC hopes to illuminate the often overlooked local history of the nation's capital and to define aspects of a unique contemporary culture of the district. Given the cultural and economic changes taking place in this city, we believe that reflecting on what our history has to teach us about the present is both timely and important. Today's topic is the District of Columbia Financial Responsibility and Management Assistance Authority, also known as the Control Board. The Control Board stripped Mayor Marion Barry Jr. of his authority and indirectly ushered in a younger, more technocratic generation of leadership. In the process, the Control Board and its intellectual heir, Mayor Anthony Williams, steered the district in the direction that it pursues today. The district is economically vibrant, safer, cleaner, and better run, but it suffers from the perception that the benefits have not reached all of its citizens. Here to discuss the time period are two social scientists who have studied the Control Board and the impact of its decisions, Amanda Huron and Derek Musgrove. We are also fortunate to have a former member of the Control Board present, Joyce Ladner. I'm going to turn things over to our moderator, Pamela Perkins, to introduce herself and to allow the panelists to introduce themselves. But before I do, I'd like to introduce Lewis Hicks Jr. to talk about our grants program.
Thanks, Jay. I'm not going to make this really prolonged. We're really anxious to proceed with our program. But as Director of Grants, we have several programs that we administer through the year. Coming up in the winter, beginning in January, we'll have a series of workshops teaching you how to apply for our series of grants related to major grants, small grants, and also the soul of the city. You can go on our website and find details about our grant program. Also, the deadline for the grants will be the first week in February for the preliminary submissions, in March for the final submissions. In the spring, we will have our DC Community Heritage Project grants. Those projects basically are about telling a story either through oral histories or capturing the history of the city, and also cultivating preservation projects. We also, that's a shorter period for the grants. That culminates within 6 months, and at the end of the year in December, we will have a DC CHP showcase, which will be held in one of our grantees' venues. We're coming up on the end of the year and a showcase for the DCCHP. We are finalizing the location for that, but invite you to come out and check out this program, which showcases our grantees for the DCCHP grant program. In that, we will have a short film as well as a featured speaker, and also have a show and tell of their projects for the year. So I invite you to go to our website, look at our grant program, and we encourage you to apply and tell a story about Washington, D.C. Thanks.
So now, let's get down to it. I'm excited about the panel tonight. Many of you, or some of you I know, were with us last month when we had the discussion on Marion Barry, and it was quite lively, very interesting. Anybody here that was here last month? A few people? Yeah, okay, and I know there's some new timers. Well, in a minute, you're just going to become a part of the Humanities DC family like I have. I feel that this is a part of my family because I'm in the humanities as a communications professional, and I have an institute called the Human Communication Institute, as well as a professor at UDC in public speaking. And this is what we need to do. We need to have more conversations where people can come together and have the opportunity to talk about the things that concern us in our communities. So that's why we're here tonight with this illustrious panel that is waiting to be introduced. So without further ado, let me introduce our first panelist to your right and to my right. Okay. Okay, it's not the drink. All right. Amanda Herron is Assistant Professor of Interdisciplinary Social